Now you'll see how the vocalist of Cannibal Corpse changed from his early age to now. Also, you'll learn all the most interesting things about him. Enjoy watching. George Fisher was born in the city of Baltimore, Maryland. The boy grew up in a large family and played baseball for 2 years. He studied at North High School, which he didn't like. He went to classes only because it was his duty. And the parents of the guy realized that he's not interested in studies whatsoever. As a result, he never finished his schooling. From childhood, he wanted to be in a band, but he never aspired to learn to play any musical instrument. George's first band was Corpsegrinder. It was the name of this project that became his nickname later on. However, nothing serious came out of the band. The guys just wanted to play metal, drink beer, and have fun. Fisher was sure that he belonged in a serious band. In 1990, he became one of the founders of death metal project Monstrosity. Young George's vocals can be heard in their first 2 albums, Imperial Doom and Millennium. Corpsegrinder was friends with the guitarist of Cannibal Corpse, where he was invited to sing some songs instead of the retired vocalist. Fisher decided to give it his best. Thus, in 1995, he became a full member of CC. The band's fans took it differently. Some at concerts shouted unpleasant things towards the new frontman, to which George jokingly promised to kill all their relatives and friends. A year later, the band's first album with Fisher, Vile, went on sale. Initially, the work was planned to be released under a different title, Created to Kill, and a different cover. But after the departure of Chris Barnes, they had to change the cover, the design of the band's logo, and vocal parts. The release hit the Billboard Top 200 charts for the first time, but only in the 151st place, and after a week it flew out of there. The band has often been criticized for their shocking album covers, but the band calls it a form of art. Cannibal Corpse was even banned in several countries. Despite this, the band continued to create and delight fans. Thus, the release of Skeletal Domain occupied the best position in the history of the band in the Billboard 200 chart. And the music video for the song Evisceration Plague from the album of the same name is the most famous music video of the band. CC's frontman has an extremely low growl and is known for his ability to scream for long periods of time. For example, in the song They Deserve to Die, he screams for 15 seconds. The musician became famous for his characteristic headbanging, which was later adopted by his fans. Another distinctive feature of the vocalist is his neck. Fisher himself claims it was the intense head twisting at concerts for several decades that led to this result. A friend of George once joked that instead of a head, he has a neck with lips, because the circumference of his neck is larger than the base of his skull. When Cannibal Corpse's vocalist performs on stage, he turns into a kind of snarling demon. The central theme of the band's creativity is death, its horrible psychological side. The last convulsions, helplessness, the terrible pain of the forced departure from this world are sung by the metallers in almost every track. However, in ordinary life, George is the complete opposite of a stage image. The musician is an excellent family man and a wonderful father of 2 daughters, who have never been particularly interested in their star dad's work. Fisher is the prototype of the brutal and fiery character from the Metalocalypse animated series Nathan Explosion. He not only has a similar appearance to Corpsegrinder and twirls his head at concerts in the style of a windmill, but also lives in Florida since childhood. Although his prototype Fisher was born in Baltimore and only later moved to Florida. George is an ardent fan of World of Warcraft, and on his right forearm you can see a tattoo of the Horde symbol. By the way, this is not the vocalist's only gaming passion. A special passion of Fisher is claw machines. But even this unusual hobby he managed to turn into a good deed. Together with his wife, he sends all the Want plush toys for charity to various children organizations. Large winnings from the parks go to elementary schools, churches, and sometimes just random children. In 2022, the lead singer of the legendary death metal band Cannibal Corpse released his debut solo album, eponymously titled Corpsegrinder. The songs are rife with frequent transitions and tempo changes, while painting a cohesive picture. The lyrics touch on themes of violence, inner struggle, and fortitude. According to Fisher's own assurances, this was not a one-off experiment. George promised to return with new material, demonstrating his dedication to extreme music. Watch these videos to see more fascinating transformations of your favorite rock stars. See you in the next video.